hashish.
Hey, were you on the Indians? You weren't on the Indians when was Bruce Brown on the Indians
Yes, sir.
with you? Were you on the team when they ripped his underwear off his body?
Hey, we're live.
Oh, are we? That kid's not ugly. I gotta say.
You
Doug.
mean the atomic wedgie?
Hey, who's that kid
It was
right
a
there?
cheat.
That's
Oh,
a
my
Reinhardt
gosh.
if I've ever seen one.
That's cute as all get out right there. Looks like you. You're
Beautiful.
Look like me. It's too pretty for me.
You're not pretty enough.
That's me right there.
That is
The
you.
hammerhead.
Hello, all soul shaker girls.
What's that kid's name?
JD.
Is online, I think. I don't know. What's his name? We'll talk about him in a bit. He's a cute little knucklehead, huh?
Jeremy.
Is that his name Jeremy? Jeremy.
I'm going to call him McGrath myself.
Nice.
Why I oughta.
Welcome. You gonna play something?
Good evening.
Good
Yeah, we're
evening.
going to do
What are we doing?
count in 4 and I start on 3. Rock.
catch that one. Turtles.
Good one. We just sing it.
What are we
once.
playing next?
If we're gonna, well,
My ears hurt.
Is this Elvis?
don't we get to stop if we do it right, Coach?
We're gonna meet. Yeah. Doesn't that mean we can go home, or is it back on the line? And we'll
Yeah, how long ago was it we did this song? Do we know it?
I think we were born with it.
I think we did it at the second Woodstock.
Ay, ay,
I
ay.
have no idea.
What is that?
It's coming out of my amp, but it ain't out of me.
Sure is. Well, go ahead and start something.
Oh, you want to start something?
Start something, sucker.
You want a piece of me?
Listen to me.
What's his face?
So screw it up.
Train to ride, 16 coaches long. Train to ride, 16 coaches long. Well, that train took my baby and gone. Train, coming on down the line. Train, coming on down the line. Well, it took my baby, you know she's mine, oh mine.
You didn't let Monty know when to go and scoot.
I thought he had.
I think it needed to resolve more.
I thought he had eyes on the nod.
Stand by to the 10th power. Stand by to the 10th power.
Remember, what about Stand Tall? Remember that one?
How about Stan Fox, Indy racer back in the early 80s? Stan Fox.
Stan Fox, yeah.
Got in a bad accident and almost lost his life, and then he came back to race, I think, in 96 and qualified.
Remember Stan Smith?
Stan the Man Cunningham.
Did you wear Stan Smith stuff?
No.
Hey, was that Adidas Stan Smith tennis gear?
It was tennis gear. What did Adidas make it? That's
I don't know. I'm asking you.
Folks, there's nobody.
There's nobody here. Don't worry.
Just talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, talk amongst yourselves. You're gonna have to do Doug Google.
Did you?
To Google.
Did you tag me in this on the?
I did. Did you come through? We're on.
Well, let me send a comment. While we're on.
Send a comment. So how's everybody doing? Monty, how you doing? Everybody
Doing
good?
good,
Everybody's
man.
healthy. Nobody's
Beautiful.
sick. None of that stuff going down.
On our hindquarters, up on our hindquarters.
Doug Barnes looks like he lost about 5 more bills.
Yeah, I lose a bill a week.
Is that what it is right now?
No.
Are you walking?
No.
I'm walking here.
No exercise at all.
None at all.
Dude, you need to start your own movement.
Man, I think if you started exercise was the way you're at right now, you'd be like Arnold Schwarzenegger in about a week and a half.
Yeah, but I got that neuromuscular thing preventing that.
Well, just build up your upper body. Forget the legs.
Look, Doug Barnes checked in.
Oh, how you doing, Doug Barnes?
I'm
Good to
doing
see
well.
you. Hey, yeah, what if you got like a big chest, like Arnold chest? Would you do that? Would you go for that?
Because then I'd look like on Bugs Bunny when the guy goes, "Thor Crusher." This dude is like, he's got these little tiny, and then it goes,
It just blows up.
and then he flexes, and it's all
Yeah, builds
muscles
up.
all the way up.
But man, you could bulk out, and then we could grease you up.
Well,
you could play shirtless when we
Well,
jam.
and then try to catch me in the parking lot.
Yeah,
The
Greased Doug.
Greased pig.
Oh,
$5
my
to enter
gosh.
catch a greased Doug.
You wouldn't
contest.
get too far. Let me just ask you.
No, I just you wouldn't be able to pick me up.
Yeah, hey, real fast. Let's take a look at that beginning again, real quick. And why don't you explain who this little cat dog is right here?
Cat.
There's cat
That's,
dog.
that's
Look at that thing.
My daughter and her husband's. I added onto the back of the house. They added onto the family. So it was a little easier for
That's
them.
number
I think.
2.
I don't think it's less expensive to add onto the family, but yeah, that's Jeremy Douglas Reinert.
Nice.
You got the nod.
Well, no, it was. There's a couple of nods in there, but yeah, my late father-in-law's middle name was Douglas. Eric's middle name is Douglas, so I kind of got.
Your first name is Douglas.
I kind of got thrown in there somewhere.
Where did they get the name Jeremy from?
I'm not sure, but there are J's running rampant in Jimmy's family,
Okay.
and so yeah, that future motocrosser there. Jimmy used to ride BMX, did very well with that. Then rode some motocross.
I didn't know that about Jim.
He's got
Well, I think
tons
that
of trophies.
It looks like he's ready to start playing guitar. Or he is. He's jamming.
No, he's just
jamming away.
He's just in the groove right there.
yeah,
he's just like
Jimi Hendrix out.
Yeah, I think he's got some Soul Shaker headphones built into that bonnet,
Well, congrats.
that skull cap.
Brand spanking new kid.
Congrats to your
Actually,
daughter and her
thank you.
husband.
Yeah, I hope they're watching tonight. I don't know if the kid is or not. but
Yeah. It's
Jeremy
beautiful.
we're
Douglas, man.
gonna go spend some time with that chucklehead.
Oh yeah. Where are you going? Where are you going?
Alabama for about 10 days or so.
Yeah. You gonna go out there and protest?
Get
You gonna-
acquainted. I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Give him some vibes. Tell him if that's if he was Canadian, that would be a toque on his hat right there.
Now, are you
On his
flying
hat.
out or are you driving?
We're gonna drive. I'm taking the old Soul Shaker trailer. I'm gonna gift.
Does it have the sticker on the back
It
still?
still has a sticker.
Oh,
I'm
dude.
going to gift that to him.
Gigs.
Is the sticker still on there?
It is,
Is
yeah.
it still like
Charlie Machine's
bright as ever?
tour. Yeah.
No
Yeah.
kidding.
Eric pressure washed it the other day, so it'll be 2,000 miles of Soul Shaker leading away.
Now, how are the tires and everything on that thing?
It's got new skins.
Okay, so you're okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, right on. That's how long is that? 4,000 miles? 2,000 miles?
2,000 each way, but yeah, the truck will get us there and back, and we're
Heavy.
going to leave the trailer. It's got some goodies in the trailer, a couple bikes and a quad.
Has that
and some
sticker
stuff.
benefited us at all since we?
I doubt it.
I get jazzed every time I see it, so
That's all it counts.
that's
man.
all we need right there.
Well, that's great. So when do you leave? On Wednesday? Thursday?
Yeah. We're gonna leave Wednesday.
All right.
And hopefully get there. Eric's going with us, so 3 of us will drive and
Take turns.
and it's 30 hours.
Yeah.
Straight through. So
Now, do me a favor when you're out there. Check to see if there's any music going on, man. We'd like to go out there. Monty and I will hitch a ride. We'll hitchhike our way to
they've
Tennessee.
got Huntsville and Birmingham are both college towns, so they should have some stuff going on.
Now, is there a major league team or a football team there, or is it all college?
In Alabama, it's all college.
Yeah, that's all college. But I think
farm systems.
I think Birmingham had a USFL team, maybe.
Did they?
It sounds
Yeah, I
familiar.
think you're right. Yeah, way back when.
I think so.
Yeah.
USFL.
USFL.
The
Now,
World,
what was
the
that?
World Football League.
The World Football League.
World Football League didn't get done right, and USFL did get done right. And when he was just a real estate magnate, Donald Trump owned the Generals, I think, the New Jersey Generals.
No kidding. Small world.
Yeah, he didn't start the team, but he bought it after it was established. So, when he was talking about whether you should kneel during the anthem or whatever, a former team owner, as he's piping in.
Sure.
Not as the president of the United States, but he's like, he understands football and team
Are
ownership
you talking
and money,
politics
so-
right now?
No, I'm
You're
talking
going to get
football.
bad feedback.
I'm talking to foosball.
Okay, gotcha.
Mamba don't want me
talking about
playing the
foosball.
foosball.
Hey, what was the California Sun? They were part of what organization?
That was the World Football.
Yeah.
Lasted like a season and a half, didn't it?
Not
So
very
that
long.
was the
No, that was World Football League.
Yeah.
WFL.
WFL.
And the California Sun, they had hot pink and orange.
Is that what it was?
That was
It
the
was weird. I
colors.
remember the colors were weird. They had a big sun on it, right?
Hot
Yeah.
pink and orange. It did not look good at all.
Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
You owe me a
At the
Coke.
same time, I know.
Anthony Davis played on that.
That's right.
On that team.
Anthony Davis.
Yeah, there was lots of guys that got drafted for big dough
Yeah.
in the USFL. Well, it was a little bit better financed and lasted a little longer. But a lot of those guys
I can't. It's just
ended up getting into the NFL because of their performance in the USFL.
It'd be like trying to start another MLB. It's just not.
Well, because it's a stinking monopoly.
But what I'm saying is, it would take such a long time and mucho promotion to get anybody interested in something
Well,
like
they
that.
did it with the AFL and the NFL, and it became so well
that the NFL gobbled it up.
What was
Yeah.
the AFL? Atlantic?
American football
American.
League, yeah.
Yeah.
They
Pittsburgh, I think, came from the AFL. Steel Curtain, didn't they?
No, they were.
What year was that?
Before that.
AFL.
You sure?
That was like the Oilers and what was that? 81 maybe.
No kidding.
Was that about the?
Really?
Because
I don't-
the Sun WFL was in the 70s.
Yes.
Yeah,
Early-
I know.
early
So I think
70s.
I'm thinking 81, 82, somewhere in there. I could look it up, but we're busy.
Yeah, we are busy. You can go ahead to Google and go ahead and do that if you'd like. Speaking of sports, I know you guys are more into sports.
I'm
than
going to
I
go
am.
to Bing and look it up.
How are
Well,
you
really
guys?
not. You're into sports.
No. I used to be.
you're a sports guy, but you just don't spend a lot of time
Yeah.
with it.
I like racing, the racing part of it. How do you guys think it's all going to work out this year? I mean, you think owners are going to have to start hiring guys from Venezuela and stuff to they're going to have to get lesser players to come and play so they can pay them?
I don't know. I think MLB's trying to start up. They want to do a shortened season.
Well,
So,
you got guys that are on annual contracts that aren't playing. They got to get paid.
Yeah.
They're ready to play, and they're not allowed to play. So what do? You punish the owners? The
Yeah,
owners
but
got
I heard
$100
something.
million
I heard
salaries.
I don't know if this is true, but I heard on the radio. I've been listening to ESPN on AM. Love AM, by the way. You ever listen to AM radio?
I do, but not on the radio.
It is so bad.
I listen to it on iHeart because it doesn't. It doesn't cut out under a bridge and stuff like
You drive on Glasell and it's all blocked out because of the electric. That means it's going into my
that.
head.
Because of the college. Oh, okay. I thought maybe
that's funny.
they
Chapman
overbuilt
College.
downtown Orange. Yeah. Okay, USFL.
Okay.
It was 3 seasons, 83 through 85. So it was founded in 82. First season was 83.
USFL.
Wow.
I thought you said the AFL was
AFL.
in the early 80s. I was going, I think that was like,
No,
wait.
I was talking about USFL and the teams.
Yeah.
Well, I heard that the owners, there's no clause, no God clause in the contracts that these players had signed. And this is kind of an area that's a little gray, so that
I think the AFL
Now they
was
can start-
60.
they can start cutting these players' pay because in the contract,
Right.
there's no way that they would have known this was coming. The owners, I'm saying.
So there's something in the contract, like a clause, like some disaster.
They
Well,
should
yeah,
have
we don't-
insurance.
That's what's being said. But if the owners were to do that, I mean, can you imagine taking Trump, or Trout's money away
Taking his
from
dough.
him?
You know
Yeah.
what? With Trouty, he probably would go, okay, I just want to play ball, man.
You would hope so. Yeah.
Thanks for paying me all that dough, but
AFL was 1960 to 72.
Well,
Wow.
and you had the same thing in the basketball. There
Or
was
to 70.
there was ABA, and then the NBA. ABA was an offshoot, and then they gobbled ABA up and just combined them with the NBA.
Which league were the Washington Generals in?
Oh, Harlem Globetrotters, the
Yeah.
guys that paid. Yeah, but ABA had the striped basketball. They had the
Right, yeah.
the red and white or
Yeah.
red white, whatever.
Now, was there a female professional team at one time, or professional league
Football?
basketball?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's the WNBA.
Still is, yeah.
There still is.
They've
Okay,
been
all
around
right.
for years. There's no baseball, professional women's baseball. There's softball in college.
Well, let's change that. Let's get the women into the sports. Come on now.
Well,
They have the lingerie bowl.
I God bless them. I love women, and I would support a separate female baseball league,
Would you go
but I don't want them to mix.
Well,
Sorry.
Is there
Just
money in it?
Well, not. I mean, for me, I don't care about
the movie A League of Their Own. It was a shame that they stopped that. They should have kept that going.
That's what I'm saying. Keep that going, and off season from the MLB. I think their dudes would support that.
Was that-
watching baseball in the off season?
Yeah.
Gals playing baseball.
Was that movie based on a MLB team back in the day? Were they part of the MLB, or was this
No.
a whole different league?
No, it was a different league.
Oh, okay. So there was a women's league at one time,
Yeah.
baseball.
Yeah. Mhm.
And then they.
When all the guys were at World War II, all the players that were serving, so they didn't have an MLB, they hooked up the girls and they started the league.
Yeah, I never
That's
saw the
The
movie.
League of Their Own. You can see it. It's really
Yeah,
good.
I should see it. Yeah,
It's
that was
really
Tom
good.
Hanks in that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was the manager.
But
But yeah, I would. I just don't mix them.
do you think
let
for
'em ask-
advertisers and that there would be money in it for them
Oh, sure.
to make money?
That would, it would be the hype would be insane. The first chick to step on it.
It's what it's about,
It
by the way.
might be because after college softball, there's really nothing for girls to do. They got some pro ball teams, softball teams, but if you're playing overhand pitching baseball, if you make a change, you're not going to have pitchers. They're going to be underhand pitchers, but so you don't have a farm system for baseball pitchers.
Right.
And the girls, they'd have to.
Did they?
make that transition.
They were overhand in that movie, right? They were pitching.
Yeah, they were playing. They were
throwing.
playing overhand baseball.
No
Yeah.
kidding. Wow.
Hardcore, and there were a lot of great players, probably just as good as some of the regular MLB. The thing is you got different biology. I'm sure there's a gal somewhere that could probably throw a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, but why would a team owner pick her over a guy that can throw a 90-mile-an-hour fastball or even faster? They don't have the same biology. They don't have the same physical makeup as men. Men are generally, and it's not. There's guys that.
What do you mean as far as stamina goes through the
just
game?
Men are built differently. Women are built sturdier lower half, and men are built more sturdy upper half.
Right.
And that's not. I mean, there's a lot of guys that aren't sturdy upper half, and there's women that are sturdy upper half. Yeah, well, that's self-inflicted.
Is that Doug Barnes right there?
Guitar player.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't, and it has nothing to do with being sexist. I just think I would
Well,
support a separate.
What's wrong with being
female-
sexy?
What's wrong with
True.
being sexy? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That'd be a tough call. I mean, I think it's these days, it's so based on are they going to be able to sell it? Instead of it being a sport for people that want to play it or see it, it's got to be advertisable. How's that?
Well, it's going to come down to marketing.
Marketing.
And here's how important that is. Remember, the Taurus was the best-selling vehicle in America for years.
Ford Taurus.
Yeah, and somebody said if the Edsel had the marketing that the Taurus had, it would have been a success. but everybody's like, oh, it's an Edsel, it's a bad model, and nobody bought it.
Right.
But it was quite a car, and it just needed marketing. It was innovative. There was a lot of things to it that maybe somebody started trashing it, and that became your negative marketing.
Right.
But they didn't have the marketing that the Taurus had, or it would have been successful.
Yeah.
So I think if they started a league and had the marketing, it would.
I think it could be big.
Yeah.
A league of their own popularity. If you integrate bring women to the MLB, to me, it's no longer the MLB.
If you mix it with the men, you mean, right?
Yeah, it's just no longer MLB. It's something else. So,
do you think it'll ever be tried?
I think they've been trying to do it. They've been trying to get.
Because I know there's women. I used to
pros.
coach little girls, and they were better than some of the guys at the time. Little league, of course, is a different.
That's because at
different ballgame.
12, the girls are like 19.
Yeah, true. But
well, then you have the topic of high school football, and some moms. My daughter wants to play high school football.
Right.
And we knew friends who had a son that played at Arlington High.
Right.
And he had to go up against girls, and he's like, I'm gonna clean this girl's clock.
Yeah.
And so he would end up going soft on her, and it just I don't know.
Yeah.
There's forward and against. I've heard a lot of women say, no, I would never let my daughter play high school football, and then there's other gals who go, no.
Well, I've got a cure for this.
Well, let me just ask if
It's
anybody.
called
Music.
Wayne Newton.
Let me ask if anybody knows the answer to this. How are girls' reflexes compared to guys' reflexes?
Better, I think.
Careful.
Well, I'm just asking because if you got a guy throwing 90 and a girl swinging a bat, is she going to be able to get around on it?
That's where the upper body scenario
Well, I know, but
comes into play.
But the swing is in the hips, right? Doesn't it come up from the hips?
Yeah, but I've seen some softballers. That ball's
awesome.
coming at them faster sometimes.
They're awesome.
It's coming at 70 at a
softballers-
closer distance. I get it, but I don't know. I mean, that's why I'm asking.
Well, think about that as we rock and roll. What are we playing?
I don't know. If I got to think about what we're playing, I'm not going to be able to think about the 90.
Think about the 90.
Are we going to get mail from the National Organization of Women?
Are we doing train songs tonight?
Yeah,
Train.
all trains.
All trains.
All trains, all night.
Well, that was a great topic. Now let's go ahead and play some.
What's that? What do we got? 1982 in the right corner there.
Oh yeah, what is that? This is you're down in the corner
That's a
here.
1971 Fender Stratocaster. It's got two original pickups in the neck and middle position, a hot rails pickup.
Don't you play it anymore?
In the bridge position.
I
play it
heard-
once in a while. Yes, sir.
No, I heard it was played by Hendrix when he played right-handed before he switched over.
Oh yeah, before that, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Let's do it.
Well, wait a minute, I got
Wait
a
a minute.
story.
Well, wait, we're not ready for the story because we're at different levels. Let's go ahead and play. Then you can come back and tell your story. For God's sake.
Don't let me forget what
That's
it
a
was.
topic.
What was
This guy
what was
wants to
the story?
steal. I don't know. Train. What are we doing? What train song?
We're doing that black train.
Black Train, little Montrose said. Oh. I think we're by ourselves tonight, guys. There's nobody here.
That's quite all right.
Everyone, I'm telling you, everyone does live shows now, and they're just like, I'm done with live shows.
Yeah, well, we don't have a tip bucket at the front of ours.
This is true. We are doing this for free, folks. So if you want a tip,
If you feel guilty that we're playing this for free, go ahead and Venmo.
Venmo is Soul Shaker Garage. Soul Shaker.
Black train running on silver rail, sailing hell. Dark day, pierced by silver nail, cracking the bell. What's rang out so sweet?
couple weeks, I better get a little bit of lead in there for in case Carlos is watching.
Carlos ain't nobody watching. Stand by.
Well, Carlos ain't playing softball tonight.
Stand by.
Why is he not here?
It's called.
Did he go back, Carlos?
It's called. He's got a girlfriend / wife, and that turns everything different.
Yeah, I heard they got married and then they got engaged
That went backwards
again. Yeah,
Jiminy Christmas. Where's Carlos Penn, by the way?
I don't know.
Have you talked to him?
Yeah, every once in a while. He's playing video golf. Like
I think he went back to his country of origin, which is Yemen.
I really don't like talking about other folks when they're not here in front of us. Sorry, Carlos, but I hope Anna's doing well. I know that Disneyland has been offline for a minute.
Silos,
so
that's right.
good luck to the both of you. I hope everything's good, right?
Yes,
That's
sir.
how you do it.
So there's a 71 Stratocaster sitting here.
All right, so down in the corner.
And
Anybody can buy it right now.
A Randall amplifier RG80, it's called, and it was 120 watts back then. And 1982, we got that. And so that was the rig for a while. One of the Marshall cabinets and that head and that guitar. Interestingly, the pickup for the bridge there is called a hot rails, which is like a humbucker, like a Gibson style pickup with the two opposite wound pole sets, so that it cancels the hum.
How
right?
many wines, Doug, is in that?
10,000 at least.
10,000.
So anyway, the humbuckers cut the hum of the guitar down.
Controls the hum.
Yeah. And so
You lost your train of thought.
no, I'm just trying to think of the name.
But he lost the point.
Gig of a Loba.
DiMarzio, I think, did that pickup. And they did a miniature version of that and called it a Hot Rails. And so it's got a lot more output than a stock pickup, and it cuts down on the noise. And so I got that because I was trying to get hotter pickups for the guitar back then. So I'm watching this episode, on Facebook. If you go to videos, they got all sorts of suggested videos for you to watch. And there's a Pawn Stars one on there. This guy comes in with a guitar. He wants to sell them. And he wants $60,000 for it. It's a 1961 Strat, and
of course, this is a random guy off the street. It's not contrived at all, right?
It's not anybody.
It's not set up. It's just some dude off the street.
No, yeah, just right off the street.
Yeah.
Walking around with a $60,000 guitar. So he comes in and he says he wants to sell it, and
Vodka.
And they're like, "What's the story with the guitar?" And it's a '61 Stratocaster, and it's a pretty famous guitar. It played. It was the guitar in the Herman's Hermits song Silhouettes. It's been on Tom Jones records, Dusty Springfield.
Oh man, Dusty Springfield.
And the guy goes, "Well, how do I know that this guitar played those songs?" And the guy goes, "Because I'm the guy that played it." and his name is Vic Flick, and he's a British musician, and he played all these sessions or whatever.
Sure.
Back in the '60s. And he wants to sell his guitar, and I don't know why. But anyway, as I'm looking at the guitar that he's got for sale, I see this pickup in the bridge position like this one, and I'm going, I didn't know that Fender had anything like that in '61, and it wasn't. But it's a white pickup, and mine's a black one, but it's a white pickup, and it kind of matched the other ones. So I had to do a screenshot and send it to Steve Sost and ask him about it. And of course, he knows Vic Flick, and he goes, yeah, he talked to him about selling some of his other stuff, and he suggested him go into like an auction or whatever, and he's not down with auction stuff. So anyway, he's trying to unload some of the stuff or whatever that he's had for a lot of years, and I asked Steve, I go, what's that pickup, on the screenshot? He goes, oh, it looks like Hot Rails or a copy of a Hot Rails. And I just thought that was amazing because normally, and again, the output that one has, you're playing just a
well, why don't you plug the thing in and give us a sample?
Oh, okay.
What? So
I could do that.
he modified
Oh,
it.
they had it to you?
Or was it stock?
No, that's what I was
Was
looking
it stock
at,
from Fender?
that it
So was the 60 grand because he played it on those important albums?
Yeah, because it was a
Not because it's an original stock. No, it's never been touched. Like you. Changing out guitars. Yeah, that was Doug's.
hot rail one you're talking about is just got a rail in it, right? Is that why they call it a hot rail?
it looks like train tracks.
Let's put it up to
So the bridge is black. The black pickup is the bridge. Yeah. Doug, this is modified since you bought it, right? You've had that
This
modified.
one, yeah.
Yeah. Because when I met you, you were playing that, and that thing screamed like nobody's business, and not good
Hope
scream.
you can see that. I mean, we're just doing this off the cuff.
Now we're gonna have to tune up.
Well, it's not going to be tuned to yours. It'll be
Well, so
This will be F sharp.
We'll just say we're playing jazz.
Yeah.
yeah. But I'll find
So
something.
tell us what the hot rail does.
Okay, so this is the front pickup, and you can hear it's got a little bit of dirtiness.
And there's that
It's going
scream.
to scream a little bit.
Yeah, thank you.
And this is the middle pickup. It's a little brighter.
You sound like the Knack now.
and you've got the pickups are horizontal. This one back here is slanted so that it gets more treble sound off the treble strings and more of a because it's warmer. The farther up you put the pickups up the neck,
Okay.
the warmer tone you get. So back here you get more of that kind of a sound out of the string. So
Right.
they angled the pickup at the back so that the smaller strings, the thinner strings that are brighter, get a brighter position with the pickup and warmer up front.
So did you
And
just
this is-
isolate right now that bridge pickup?
No, it's coming.
It's
Okay.
Yeah. It's the middle, front. You hear how it gets brighter and it's you want to play something in F sharp?
I got to play up.
What are we playing?
Yeah, this is going to be F sharp. Just blues. Just give me some blues.
Is that what pickup's that? I like that. There we go. Oh! Something like that.
Dude, That should be on the radio with a bullet. That song right there.
That's crazy. That's blues done crazy.
Anyway, that's a 71 Stratocaster.
Yeah, do you miss playing that, Doug? What do you think?
I play it once in a while, but it's
But I mean, it's not conducive to what we're doing.
Oh,
Well-
Mr. Pennington chimed in. It says,
The live guy.
we hear you around the world.
Gary P.
Yeah, that's a great sounding guitar. I don't know why we don't use that more. Hey, next time we record, can we record with that? See what that sounds like, or do you
Yeah.
not like that sound?
Is it because
anymore?
it screams, Doug? Is that why you
No, it's see the
Stand by.
stand tall?
Stand by. Serious stand by.
Stand tall.
Stand.
Don't you fall.
Oh,
Remember that?
wow.
Remember that song?
Yeah, I do.
Look it up.
Look it up.
You'll get the chills.
Yeah.
Doug, is because that has more huevos rancheros, the Paul, the Stanley than the Hendrix.
No, they just played differently. The necks are different, and I just like the feel of this one better. But the Strat's got a little bit of, you could hear it's got some screaming. When you got high gain, which is the way the Marshalls are set up to play, that gain tends to squeal. I could play the front two pickups through a Fender amp or one of these with just reverb on and no gain,
Right.
and it sounds surf pretty, surf guitar sound. But it's got the Floyd Rose tremolo in it, so it's hard to just tune it down or whatever. So I just leave that at standard tuning
and you play. You don't have any distortion pedal. That's all through that 5150, right? I mean, is it something set in the 5150, or does it just sound like that?
It's just what they call the master volume. It's
Crazy.
It's got a gain knob and then the volume knob, and I always run the gain all the way up.
You always see guitarists with all those pedals, and you wonder how you're getting such the sound they're probably looking for through all those pedals. They can never get that good sound.
Well, I think most of the guys have them so they can go from song to song to song and have different feels for all the stuff.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yes.
It's a wider neck. Your Iceman's a wider neck than the Strat. You got big hands and big fingers.
But
Cheryl, how are you?
It's more comfortable to play than the Strat.
That's a little flatter. Yeah.
Right, and it's flatter.
Yeah, that was more.
Hope your health is good.
And does the Iceman go up higher? You can go up higher on the neck.
Yeah, it's got more frets.
It's got more frets than the Strat. Okay. So how did Hendrix battle his squelch screaming? Did he have a box or something?
He just didn't care.
Right.
No, I mean,
Eric Cedar, thank you, buddy. Back at you.
Doug Punk, if you watch any live stuff of Hendrix, he holds his guitar quite a bit to keep it from getting away from him. I think to keep it from screaming.
Well, the amps, because I've got gain, they had overdrive, which is they just turn the thing all the way up.
All the way up, yeah.
And
but I think I don't never see him walking around letting his guitar do this. He's always holding on to it to keep it from.
Now I always wondered that because it's like how are they getting that thing to hum so well from at the front of the stage? I mean, I know they probably got a monitor feed on them, but it's amazing. Some of those guys can just
Hendrix's was all volume, and Townsend, all those guys, they just turned the stuff
full
all
blast.
The way up. Yeah,
Well,
because that's when the amp sounded right. That's when all the tubes were running at optimum, and that's when the sound was great.
Right.
And Hendrix, he tamed his feedback. He learned how to use it.
Well, yeah,
and
some guy, he was going to play some other dude's rig, and the guy's going, hey, you're going to blow my speakers. He goes, that's okay, man. I don't turn the volume up all the way on the guitar. So he's where
controlling
he managed it.
Yeah.
And that's something I was never very good at, was because when you turn the volume down, you lose all the gain, and that's what I'm playing with is the gain. So it doesn't do me any good to want to sound like an acoustic guitar, but when those guys are doing it, and they just back it off with the volume a little bit and then bring it up when they want to blaze.
It's kind of like the Vox plug-in headphone amplifier thing that I have. Looks like a garage door opener. I set it
Is
where
it like a chain driven or belt driven or what?
It's belt.
Okay.
I put it on the settings. I can get it as good as I can, but it only sounds good when I turn the volume of the bass down.
Okay.
Then I get the sound I want, but I'm like, crap, I want it to be louder. But I can't get that sound
Yeah.
when the with the
it
guitar down.
distorts.
It's kind of like Eddie got the sound that he wanted, but he goes, "I need a volume
Very
controller." Yeah, what he ended
The
up
wattage
using.
control.
He goes,
Voltage control.
Voltage regulator.
voltage
right?
regulator. He goes,
Yeah.
"I want this sound, but I want to be able to turn it up and not blow people's heads off."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what he did with that amp? Because that thing is it's got such
I
a
don't
great
know.
sound.
I have no idea what he did with that, but you can modify it yet. The early ones, you can take it in and go, I want to do different things to it.
Yeah, yeah.
There was a guy.
Here's a guy.
No, there
Here's a
was
guy. There was a guy.
There was a guy from the Dominican Republic.
We're at 50 minutes, by the way.
Mike Bullard knew a guy that had an amp that I really enjoyed. I played through it once, and it was really cool. And it was, you take a Marshall amp, and then you take it to the head, and then you take it down to Hollywood, and some dude goes in there and takes the tubes and redoes it, and then takes silicone and just fills it up so you can't tell what he did with it. But it was like he did work for Scorpions and Black Sabbath and all this stuff. So it was the amp guy, the magical amp.
I'm not
guy.
going to give my secrets away.
So one guy.
What if I took my drums to him?
This guy, I don't know.
You might
Silicone him, yeah.
two top toms might appear just magically. Is what'll happen.
That hurt.
Well,
that hurt.
He was probably the guy that took the two snare heads and had the oil in
Oil in them, yeah, pinhead, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, Mike knew this guy that had him do one of those heads, and then the guy takes it home and painstakingly pulls the silicone out to see what he did.
Too well. Yeah.
But anyway, yeah,
And
that's
it's
mods
ripping it apart.
Yeah, he pays an extra $500 for the guy to do it, and then takes it apart to see what he did.
What did he do?
Yeah, I think those guys are all gone now. I think everybody's just you're doing YouTube fixes,
I got lucky to find somebody that could work on that Randall again, because it was phasing and we were having trouble when we recorded with it.
Now the difference between those are solid state and tube, right? Now
Right.
what's the difference in the solid state that makes it sound better or worse?
No, it's just I like the sound of the tube stuff more. That sounds ballsy in its own way. Can you say ballsy? B-A-L-L-Z-Y?
A Z, yeah. Put a Z in it.
Yeah.
I think that was an admiral in the Navy back in World War II.
Yeah.
General Ballsy.
Yeah, but the H was silent. And anyway, so that's a solid state amp.
You made me giggle.
And then
That's funny.
The Marshall right there is, they call it a valve state because it's got power valves in it, but it's also solid state. So it's kind of a combination between the two, and so that thing gets really loud. And
Yeah, they're simulating the tube with a valve of some sort. Yeah.
it's 130 watts.
So regarding a bass, I got solid state. What do you think about that?
I don't have an opinion.
It doesn't matter. I don't think.
One way or the other.
Well, I don't
It's
know.
subsonic,
have you ever tried going through a guitar?
Well, he's
guitar
going
amp?
through the speakers. Like
I have a guitar speaker cabinet.
he's
I
got
know because
12s.
we have that head
The
out,
15s.
the 15.
The 215s are still back there. That was a little bit more muddy. I like this because it gives me more like a mid range.
Is that because
Some
of the
guys
smaller
even-
speakers?
Some guys even play 10s on the bass.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I know that's the one.
Scott Smith used to have a 10
The
cabinet.
new cabinets
Four
when you go
tens.
into, they're like this big, little tiny.
Well, it depends on what you want. Do you want Geezer Butler, Mud,
Well,
or do you want Mars Cowling?
there's
I want Geezer Butler's name.
and there's a lot
Geezer
of guys that'll
his name.
bring a combo amp in with either a 12 or a couple of 12s in it, like that little guy there, and you play it on stage and you mic it, and okay, we get the sound out there, but
Yeah.
it's not the same as having these things behind you,
Right.
just moving air.
I agree, man.
You guys have heard from when we're doing sound, bass players, gang, 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 like really tinty bass sound,
Yeah.
and I'm listening, going, dude, do you like
Rickenbacker.
that? Do you actually like that, or are you doing that on purpose, or
Yeah.
you don't care? You just plug in and play?
maybe they're practicing in a small place and they got the small amps and they go, all we need to do this is play at these levels and mic everything. Well, it just doesn't sound the same as having big stuff turned up.
And the thing you notice about bass players and guitar players, especially when we're doing sound, is they want to feel that noise coming through them. That's why stage volume is so loud, especially bass players. How many bass players were going, dude, you got to turn down, man. They want to feel it. I know you do
They
too.
just want to take your head off. It's
Yeah.
like, no, I don't want to do that. I want to have a nice level.
There
But
was-
some of these dudes are like,
Yeah.
There was a rig rundown with Jake E. Lee. Remember we talked about that?
Jake.
And he's got
Shakies.
his two Marshall stacks, kind of an angle, and he stands in the middle of it. I mean, they're not facing towards him; they're angled away from him.
Was this when he said everybody's going to hate me or something? Or
Well, yeah, when he turned it up, yeah, yeah, but because it went from the 50 to the 100 watt.
Yeah.
did he have? Was there a beer on the
But-
top of one of his amps or Arizona iced tea?
That wasn't part of the rig, so I wasn't paying
Okay.
attention.
It was a part of the rundown.
But he likes to hear what's behind him. You know, he likes to hear those
Sure.
amps behind him, and to have
Another
them at
great
angles,
guitarist.
then it's not feeding back because he's close to it or whatever. It's kind of like we got these things turned around a little bit.
Yeah, when we play live and you put those things beside me and Monty, I mean, it feels. I mean, you still feel good in here, but when it's beside you,
Oh, those are
it
great
feels
sounds.
so good
can feel
to
it.
feel
Like
that.
a character's on the outdoor stage, on that wood stage, kind of
Yeah.
acts as another cabinet,
Yeah,
speaker cabinet. But
It's
I got,
ported.
I got to
I've seen the holes.
ported right.
yeah.
It's a
You
ported
just
stage.
feel it in
That
your
people have
bones,
stepped
you
through
know?
or rats have chewed through. There's holes. But listen to some of that live stuff, Doug. It's I
Yeah,
was just showing Punk tonight. I go, listen to that dude. That's pretty solid, heavy.
good
and
sound. Yeah,
it
Got
was
lucky.
pretty
good
Yeah,
stuff.
Some of that stuff.
yeah.
Okay, well, we've got a few minutes. We've had a few. Eric Cederoths give us the love
What's up,
sign.
Cedar?
Cheryl, her last name's Stith now, but you know her as Cheryl Dixon.
Cheryl, yeah,
Yeah,
Dixon.
yeah.
How's she doing?
She's doing good, I guess. She's a little smiley face, so she's doing okay.
What's up, Cheryl Dixon?
I hope her health is good, right?
God bless.
And Gary said hello from the world, where's he, Japan?
Wherever
China?
he is now.
Yeah, wherever you are now. Okay, Gary, hello. And Doug Barnes said hi, guys.
Wow.
What do you think about that?
I'm
Dude,
glad that
touched. I'm
chucklehead
touched that
chimed
you,
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
You
that
thought
that
about
helps us
us.
through. Well, I want to thank you all for, well, we're not done yet. Well, we're almost done. For that guitar lesson you gave us. That was great, right? I mean, we should do more
love
of that. That little, what do they call that?
the
Rig
demonstration?
rundown.
Yeah, the Doug Barnes rig
Doug-
rundown.
Rig rundown.
Doug Barnes rig. Yeah.
I don't know if we have time,
What
but
we got?
I wanted to tell you about
We always have time.
ZZ Top Eliminator. What do you want to tell me about that album? What do you know about it?
Not good.
Do you know why?
Nobody played on
how
it.
they made it right.
Yeah, I think the producer drummed.
Billy, they had electronic drums
Yeah.
and synthesized bass.
Yeah.
And Billy played guitar and sang.
It wasn't ZZ Top. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was the producer and him,
and
right?
And it was a
did it.
huge hit. It was they sold
Yeah.
millions and millions. But
And they
what was that
researched
song? We've got legs.
give me
Is
all
that-
your love and she's got legs.
it. Yeah.
Sharp dressed man.
all of that.
Every song that I don't like by ZZ
same
Top.
drum beat, but they researched what teenagers liked at the time, what music they were listening to, and I think it was 120 beats per minute or 140. I can't remember now. I think 120 beats per minute, and so that's the drum beat.
Yeah, it's the same as a turn signal in a car.
Okay.
Tick, tick, tick,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's the meter.
Yeah, the meter.
metric.
Yeah.
David Lee Roth, I think, said that. He said it's the same as a turn signal in the
funny.
car.
So it's all
But-
psychological
and they
studies
did that
about
for like 5 albums, and then when they
man.
then
wow.
they re-released like the first 5 albums. And
Did they
called it
really?
Six
That
Pack.
like from there on, they were doing producer and Gibbons.
Yeah, they did the same kind of drum and synthesizer kind of setup.
disappointing.
Because what was this? The next one was recycled or something like that, and it's like, yeah, you recycled the sound again. So it was just really weird. But then they took the first 5 albums and re-released them and called it Six Pack. And they had so we got Fandango and they got Rio Grande Mud first album and Tres Hombres and all those, and they digitized those. So those, if you listen to certain CDs of ZZ Top, it's not like the album with the original
Wow.
That's
live drums and
that's
bass.
sad. As purists,
Oh yeah.
I can't stand that.
Well, that's probably
And,
why people are going back to vinyl
yeah.
Yeah.
or plastic.
But-
It's not
and
really
I-
vinyl anymore.
And I know there's
but plain LPs.
I know there's ZZ Top fans that probably love Eliminator and all those processed
Yeah.
albums. I can't stand.
Well,
them.
and what made
can't stand
that was the video
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
That's what helped push those. So.
Yeah, I think those times. I mean, you even saw like David Bowie doing that. Let's dance. You know, they were all in
Yeah.
this weird mode. You know, Kiss did Dynasty with "I
Ouch.
Was Made for Loving You."
Yeah,
That-
Bowie was cool for a couple of minutes with a
Yeah.
couple of the albums.
I was
and
all right with David live because of Earl Slick's guitar playing.
Real slick.
But you know what's funny through all of that? If you listen to AC/DC, it's the same.
Yeah.
They
Beauty.
never change.
Beauty. Prime example.
David Live, Bowie, of course, plays sax as well, but David Sanborn was on that album.
Right.
David
Very cool.
Sanborn.
Well,
yeah.
the problem with Bowie, it was this creature that had to always morph into something else. So he could never just do Ziggy Stardust.
Well, he's not the only one. Madonna went through that.
No, but yeah, those kind of artists.
Yeah.
Punk just mentioned AC/DC. They never changed the formula.
I think he changed the horn hat from concert to concert.
Horn hat.
What?
Yeah.
The horn
the
hat.
the Highway to Hell hat that he was wearing with the little horns on it.
Dude, I'm gonna throw my bass at you. No,
I think I'm going to throw my
Throw
food.
food on you.
let me finish my point. They have not changed their formula. They are still as popular as they were back in the day. How many times you hear AC/DC song at a baseball game, a football game, a soccer game? Back in
Yeah,
Black.
Back in Black was in
But it's always the same
1979, 1980 was right at that peak of like disco and
Disco
weird
had died off.
times.
Punk was kind of.
And then you
and
get
the new
Back
wave was
in
com-
Black, which is just heavy as all get out.
Hey, I admire those guys.
Yeah.
And Chris Cornell from Soundgarden, he mentioned bands like that. He said there's nothing wrong with if you want to stick with that formula. He goes like AC/DC goes, we're here for you guys. We're not going to change. This is what we do. And he goes, there's nothing wrong with that. He goes, but we as a band wanted to try different things. And
Well, we're an hour over the limit
Oh,
here. We need to
my.
play one more and get
We're
out
not
of
an
town.
hour over the limit.
We're hour one.
We're over the limit of the hour.
Hour. Two song back to back.
A little guitar. We're going to be an hour and 10 minutes now. Yeah, another 50.
just a poor boy scratched my back on a razor's edge. Razor's edge. rolling train. 10 years after.
10 years after. Okay, kids, that's Soul Shaker Garage right there.
That better
Thank
hold
you.
you till
Wow, that was exactly 110, my friend.
That'll hold
you
us.
did good.
when you
did
come.
good.
When you coming back?
Around the 10th.
All
Okay.
right. Well, be safe, Doug. We love you.
Absolutely.
Love you too,
guys.
Monty.
Love
guys-
you.
Yeah, whoa.
Love you dearly.
Thanks for joining us tonight, letting
Love
us
you,
share
love.
God's gift with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, make sure y'all wash your hands and all that. And I always forget to mention Team Swollen. You know,
Absolutely, yeah.
go to teamswollen.com if you guys need masks or you need some T-shirts or whatever you need. I always forget to mention Team Swollen, major sponsor, you know.
That's right.
So go visit Todd at teamswollen.com, say hello, buy some shirts, all that good stuff. And
also, you know, with all the craziness, guys, there's this cat. I don't know if you know him. We could probably introduce you. He used to hang out on Galilee, kind of hang out there and preach. Jesus, a little bit of Jesus. Just love your neighbor, guys. Just love your neighbor, and the world shall turn.
there you go. I agree. Amen. All right, kids. Adios. Let's say goodbye to the little one here again.
Let's look at that little
The
Jeep,
little
Jeep-mo.
Jeep-mo right here. Oh, look at that.
JD.
Look at that.
That's beautiful, dude.
I got to put a guitar in his hand.
I got to get a hat like that.
You got to get a hat like that. Okay, kids, we love you. We'll be back in a couple weeks. Adios, muchachos. Get a hold of us if you need anything. You know the game.
And listen to Fastway on the way.
Listen to Eddie Clark, Fast Eddie Clark. Adios, kids. You know the game.
Love you.
Watch out for the Rona. You know it. Bye-bye.